Okay, should be live.
Yep, you're live.
Lovely, thank you. Hi Karen, hi Connie. Hello, hello. Let's just prop you up there so I can see my comments. I hope you're all okay. Shift that glue, I've got that glue. Hi Kim. Hi Jackie. Hello, hello, hello. Don't touch that machine now, Jackie. Leave it alone. Hi Shelley. Good afternoon. Happy Good Friday. Happy Easter. Hope you're all okay. I was going to try and do YouTube, but you know what happened to that. Still need to try it though. Still need to try and do that this week, even though it's Friday already. Hi Sue. Good afternoon. Hello. Let's get some card. So I hope you've all had a nice relaxing day. And I hope you haven't stuffed your faces too much with Easter eggs. Steve, are you able to put the big light on, please? Hi, Beverly. Hi, good afternoon. I'm just going to get Steve to put the big light on as well, just so that we can have a little bit more light on the situation. I'll just wait a few more moments, try and get a few more on. I've tidied my desk. The cats mostly are out. Waffle and Pancake are out because they were doing my nutting. They were being fair naughty boys. Oh, you're still out with the dog. I hope the weather's better than it is here. It's khaki here. It's not very nice at all. A bit drizzly. My hands are still freezing. We've got the heating on. I might put my cardi on in a minute. In fact, I'll do that and then I'll get going. I'll do that. And then we shall make a start, shall we? Oh. There we go. That's better. Right. That's a lot better. I've got my nice cardi on. Oh, there we go. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, let's get going. So today I thought I would use, I finally found them, my book box templates. So this one is book box template 2, set 2, which is the tall book. I thought I would do that today. I know Sue was asking about how to make it a long time ago. So I thought I would do it. I thought I would make it just in case you have bought it, because it was out before Christmas. And you wanted to have an idea of how to put it together in person. So here we are, finally. I did find it. So there's 3 different sets. One's the big square one, one's the rectangle one, and one is the small square one. So I'm using the middle one. Oh, I've got my juice. So let's just get going, shall we? I'm going to draw around each of the templates on some cardstock. You can use mount board and do them as separate pieces, but for me, I just find it fine just to use ordinary cardstock. So let's just draw around this. Hopefully you'll be able to see both side by side because I've got my camera at an okay angle. And this is just my normal, it's about a 280 GSM cardstock. And you'll notice that the spine bit is wider than the sides, and that's okay. Hi Catherine, you alright lovely? Nice to see you on the right day. For this one though, am I going to, yeah, I'll cut out the rectangle in the centre. I was going to use some rice paper in the middle of it. We'll just see how that goes. Hi Gillian, you alright lovely lady? Happy Easter and all that. So I will just draw around these and cut them out. So I'm using my little book box templates, and this is set 2. I'll put all the links for everything that I've used on the project after I've finished it. I'll post that live, and then I will also upload the video to YouTube. Yeah, it's very exciting. I've nearly got 150 followers on YouTube. That's really exciting. Not quite 1,000 yet, but you know, slow and steady. Slow and steady is the trick. So let's just cut this out. You can always tell how thick a card is by the sound it makes when you cut it with scissors. Glynis Blatherwick, good afternoon my lady. How are you doing, Trouble? You alright? Hello Violet, hello. Oh, hello Jill, here we go. We're all here. The gang's here. So for those just arriving, I'm using Box Book Template Set 2. These were the ones that had gone missing for quite a long time, but they have now been recovered and found, which is very exciting. So I've got the cover piece and then the back piece. I'm just using my nice white regular cardstock. One small step. Thank you, Glynis. Please subscribe. I will put my YouTube address on as well again. Hi, Caroline. You all right? Hope you've recovered from your trip, lovely lady. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my scoring tool and my ruler to score down it. Now I got myself a new pair of pliers for my beading dingle dangles. Well, do I know where they are? Oh, I've lost them already. And they only came yesterday and I've already lost them. That'll be right, won't it? Well, you don't need to know everything about me, Steve. We're allowed some secrets. Sometimes. Do I question your parcels?
Yeah.
All the time, don't I? You still get them though, don't you?
I know.
Well, there you go then. Then there's a little extra little cut that you need to make on this back template that I will show you in a second. And the papers I'm going to be using today, I've topped up on the Arden Creative ones because they're back in stock, which I'm very excited about. But there is a new release coming out next week as well. I think the 22nd maybe, Laura said. So that's quite exciting as well. So I'll probably do some projects with them in May after this next week. I'll do some design team stuff with that. And then just with my lovely craft knife, I'm just going to cut this rectangle out in the centre. So what have you all been up to? I've started blitz watching, well, it's an old series now, but my sister-in-law recommended it, Black Snow on BBC iPlayer, set in Australia. So I'm about halfway through the first series, which I'm really enjoying. I've just blitz watched the Stolen Girl on Disney, which was brilliant, loved it. And then last night I was very naughty again and downloaded that stupid Blitz bubble game thing again, and I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning probably playing it. Very naughty. Very, very naughty girl. So let's just... It's good, isn't it, Caroline? There we go. And then on this back piece, I've just missed a little bit there. I know, it's just a really lovely pace to it as well. I do like these little rolling thrillers. That it's sort of a little gentle, a gentle pace to it. You sort of get yourself more involved, I think, in the characters than it being really quick paced. Okay, so on the template, let me just show you. This is the back template. And what it does, you do 2 spines, one on the front cover. So that's the front cover spine. And then obviously the back cover, so that lays over the top to create your spine piece. But obviously, because these little panels on the back are slightly narrower than the ones on the front, so that it will fold inside it, there's a little cut notch here and at the bottom of this template on the spine. It's a tiny little cut done on purpose to line up with this score line here. So it needs to be the same height, and because my spine is slightly longer, I've had to cut down into it, if that makes sense. So where that little score line is there, it needs to be cut so it joins up with this line here. So when you actually fold your spine over, it's slightly taller than that side piece at the back. So I've just snipped a little line there so that when I fold that up, if you can just see, there's an extra little bit on the top, and that's because that spine joins the top of the other one, so that's slightly shorter to fit inside the front part of the box. So I hope that makes sense. So when you do it, it isn't a mistake. You just need to snip down to the score line when you do it. And the same with that one. So it's slightly longer spine, slightly shorter for the sides. And also the back at the minute, it doesn't have any side pieces to hold it together. That's so you can put things on the flat on the back page. If you did want to actually create a box, a full box instead of a flat box, all you need to do is just add a little hinge piece. So one of your little offcuts from when you've cut the card out, you can just fold it in half and then use it as a little joint. so that it actually fastens that box up as well, if you wanted it as a complete box rather than a flappy box, because it might be that you want to use the template as a little gift box to actually put something else inside it. So you could even make a book that fits inside this that's separate from the actual box itself. So that's just another little tip really. If you want to use it in a different way, you just get a couple of little hinge pieces and then just stick them to the sides like that, and it creates a proper hinged box then. But for this one I just want to lay it flat. Oh, Kitty P's come to join me now. Oh no, he's going in the centre bit there. He's a sweet pie. So on the one that I did for my design team project, I actually covered the front and the inside with scrapbook paper. I used that House of Roses one. Oh, bear with me 1 second. Oh, there we go. I'll just show you, because I used it as a little see-through pocket. The cat sat on it, but I've sort of decorated it with paper on the inside as well. So I'll do that again, but I'm not gonna cover these little flappy bits, the side pieces. I'll just put scrapbook paper on the inside and the outside pages. So it's going to be similar to this, but not, because it's going to be a rectangle, not a square. But there we go. I liked making that as well. It was just because for my DT projects on a Wednesday, I just like, you know, to make something nice and quick. And it sort of turned into a bit of a monster really. I thought that was quite funny. Okay, so that's my front cover, and that's my spine piece, and that's the back cover. So all I'm going to do now is just start to decorate it. I'm not going to stick the two pieces together just yet. I want to sort of concentrate on the inside and the outside of my cover. So I have got the brand new 8x8 pack again. It's now back in stock from Laura. So let's just... Oh, I love the new paper pad. Lovely. Very excited about that. And I also treated myself to the ferns as well. I thought they would come in really handy for some of my projects. So I'll use them at another stage. I won't use them today. So I want something that will go on the front cover, and I am going to use the decoupage paper as well. I think, or I might not, and I might just, well, I might use that on the front of my book bit inside. See, I really like that one. I really like that one, I think. But they're all very lovely. See, that's nice as well. See, it's hard to choose, isn't it? That's a nice one. So I've got to bear in mind that some of it's going to be missing from it. Okay, that might work. And I won't use the rice paper. Okay, that will work. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I like it. And then I'm going to get my template again. And you've just got to bear in mind that you've got to put your template the right way round. So it opens like that. So technically your spine's going to be on the left. Hiya, Dawn. You all right, lovely? Which I forgot about when I did the other one, because I put my paper on upside down. Nobody noticed, but that one, the writing's upside down, and the birds are upside down, and the butterflies flying downwards, but you can't really tell. But I did put the paper on upside down. So just bear that in mind when you're actually drawing around the template, that you need to do it so that the spine is on the left for the top of it, and then obviously your spine's going to be on the right for the inside cover. It's alright, Dawn, don't you worry about it. It's just lovely to have your company. So what I'm going to do, I just want this bit for my front of my box. So I'm just going to position it so that these score lines are right to the edge and to the bottom of the paper. And I'm going to draw around all of it and then draw around this bit. And this bit's going to be cut out and stuck to the inside of my book on the first page, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to draw around this and then very carefully just draw around this little section and then cut that out. Oh, I've topped up my ink pad, thank you Shelley. I've got the re-inker for my ink pad, so that came this week. And then I'm going to carefully cut out this rectangle from the centre. I'm not going to do it freehand, I'm actually going to use my ruler for this one. So 1 weekend to go, Dawn. It's very exciting. Oh no, 2 weekends, isn't it? I keep forgetting next weekend's still in April, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's be very quick and careful with this. So I've been making more books today. I've used my tea stain papers that my mum did for me. I've used some of that Codex paper from Ciao Bella, and I've made some little danglers, little beady danglers. So I've been busy with them. I just need to put the little book corners on, and just a few little bits and pieces in the centres. But isn't that lovely? You're currently freezing in the caravan. Oh, bless you, Dawn. Well, I know, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, at least it's not snowing. I mean, I remember snow at Easter before when I was a kid. Steve wanted us to go for a walk today. I said, nah, not today, Steve. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. So then I'm just going to ink around the inside of this very carefully, just to hide any rubbishy bits that I've not cut out properly. And again, I'm using my Fallen Leaves from Versafine Claire, just to ink around the edges. But I might try a little bit later just to go live on YouTube, and then, but I don't think it goes live straight away. You've got to sort of do it, and then it might take 24 hours for it to let me go live the first time, I think. That's, yeah, so I'll just start to investigate that after the live today and see what I can do, because I would like to do more. And I also need to find out how to go live on Instagram the same time as going live on Facebook. All these technical things. But I will investigate. I mean, there's obviously a way to do it, because I know Leonie does it. Adam Humphries did it. I might email him actually, ask him how he did it. There we go. So I love this paper collection so much. I really, really do. Okay, so that's my front cover. Make sure it's the right way up with the spine on the left, and then that should fit over the top of that. Hurrah! Hi Stephanie, how are you, lovely lady? So a little bit of my That's Crafty glue, which I have now topped up on. So a nice full bottle. I don't know how long it will last being full. Probably not very long. And then that can be positioned over there. Lovely. So we're making a book box, Stephanie, using my book box template set 2, and this is the tall one. The tall rectangular one. Let's just try and, I'll just use my knife for that one. You're still there, are you? They've still not sorted you out, have they not? Well, I hope they give you a nice Easter egg while you're in there. Okay, so that's going to be the front, and then I need to do exactly the same for the inside piece. Oh, that's just not quite big enough. Don't worry, I'll use that on something else. So let's just find another little patterned piece this time. And what I like about this is there are 2 sheets of each of these. So you do get a lot of money out of your packs for these. It's a lot. It makes a lot of worth out of them. I'm going to draw it on this side because it's just easier to see it. And it also means that, you know, these extra bits can be saved. I'm going to use that anyway on the inside of the pages. But these extra bits, if you cut them out nicely, you can use them for little tags or inserts. Oh, hello Dee, you alright, lovely lady? Nice to see you. You had a visor, no wonder you couldn't see if you had a visor on. Oh no, that's nice, we've got visitors this weekend. Got my nieces up with her youngest, so that'll be nice. And then my nephew is coming on Sunday with their new baby, which is very exciting. Not seen her since the christening last year. So yeah, all good, all good. Let's try and do it freehand. I can see the line better when I'm doing it freehand. There we go, that's better. There we go. Lovely stuff there. Lovely. So that can be used for something else. A little insert. Something like that. I'll just trim that up a little bit. There we go. And then I'll just ink around that like I did on the inside one. Got a bruise on my hand, I don't know where it's from. It's probably the cat's kneading me when I'm asleep. Oh, Kitty's comatose in front of me, just behind my tablet, my little tablet that I've got on. he's so sweet. He's got little beans showing. His little back paws got his little beans showing, and then he's got his little heads all squished up. I do like a sleeping cat. Oh, so they're just pulling it all together for you. Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? All right, Kim, enjoy your weekend, lovely lady. See you later. Enjoy. Yeah, so I've only got another 2 weeks of this being at 3 o'clock on a Friday, because I told you I'm going to be a theatre person. So I'm just going to swap the times around a little bit. Perhaps do them a little bit earlier in the evening. There we go. So that will go on the inside of the cover. Just like that. And if there's any little bits showing, I'll go around the edge of this first with me ink. And I'll also cut away any stray bits from the outside cover. I need to get a new dauber thing, a dauber head for this. It's a right rough thing. There we go. So I've just over spilled a little bit on the inside, so I'll just get my knife and just cut that away, so I don't have any nasties showing through. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to join my mum's theatre group on a Friday afternoon. I just fancied it. After watching the pantomime and that, I just wanted to get involved in something like that. I just thought it'd be quite fun. But it's going to be on a Friday afternoon, so I just need to change the time up for this group and just do it a little bit later. Okay, so make sure it is the right way up again, that way up, and then that then can stick there. Yeah, exactly. It'd be nice. It'd be a nice thing to do. She was moaning though. She said, oh yeah, I'm encroaching on my stuff. Can't do anything by myself. But she has another couple of groups that she goes to that I don't go to, so that's fine. Okay, so now I can put the rest of the box together. Like that. So all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of wet glue to these little tabs. So just remember to fold them down. To glue them to the side. And then I'll just get my little sewing clips to hold them in place. Sorry, Kitty. Sorry, mate, to disturb you. Oh, good for you, Sue. I made Steve nip out to Tesco just before to get cat food, and he came back. He was like, I've never walked so fast in my life, because he wanted to get back ready for the live starting, just in case there were any issues. So I've just used my little sewing clips just to hold them in place, and then this then gets stuck either over the top or underneath. It's entirely up to you how you do it, but I am going to do this over the top. So you just need to make sure when you stick this together that you don't encroach on your folded bit here. You don't want to impede that. No, exactly, it will get me out and about. I mean, I do go out, I do rendezvous with people, But I suppose it's like a 9 to 5 job really, this for me, so I do need to be in the office. But it is nice to go and do something different as well, because I do, you know, sometimes do workshops in an evening or a weekend. Then obviously I can take some time off during the day. And then this gets stuck over the top. So you don't need to worry about decorating this middle panel, because this is going to be the panel that you stick all your pages to. So then all I'm going to do is stick some paper to the inside of that, and because I've got 2 sheets of that butterfly paper, I'm going to carry that through into the back page as well. There we go. And again, I'm going to use the template for it. So this time I need the back page template. And again, I'm going to line up just within the score line, so I'm not cutting extra paper. And then when I cut the paper, I'm sort of cutting to the inside edge of the score line, just so it hides the score line. If I cut inside it, it just makes that paper the right size for that inside flap, without impeding the hinge. So there we go. And then that should fit nicely on the inside of that. So let's just ink that up. Oh, I have got another one somewhere, but I don't know what I've done with it. But it's pretty khaki, that. Let's see if I can find a different one. Let's have a look what's in that box. Let's see what we've got in here. A little treasure box of treasure. That one might be a bit better. Let's try that one. Oh no, see, they're all a bit rough. I do need to top up on them. Yeah, unless you're at a craft retreat, do you? Exactly. I know, yeah, it won't be long before that that comes round again. I was just talking to Jill this week about the projects and things for that and what papers we're using. So that's very exciting. And then that can be stuck to the inside page. There we go. And it's up to you if you want to decorate the sides or leave them plain. You can always use some of the scraps that you've got to put around the edges, but I would always say, you know, use your templates to mark those lines rather than measure them, because that's what your templates are for. Okay, so that should be stuck now. So the idea is that will then fold up to go inside your little box. So I just need to ink around the edges of that. So like I say, if you didn't want to have it as a flat book on the outside, and just want it as a gift box, you can just not cut this bit out. Oh, I don't know, I've seen it about the craft. When do I comment about the craft room? I don't know. If you wanted to make this into like a little tissue gift box, all you need to do, instead of cutting this big rectangle out, you could just cut a little strip out the middle and put tissues in it. But it just makes a nice gift box as well. Quite easy to make. All you need to do is add your extra little hinge pieces to the corner of that. You know, but you can use it as a little shadow box with a little diorama inside. you know, so it has got lots of uses. So when you've done your diorama bit in that bit there, you can always glue that fastened completely so it won't open. So that's another idea to use these box templates is it's a little diorama, which I think is quite nice as well. So let me just ink around that. I digress. But it's just to get you to use it in lots of different ways, so it's not just a one-trick pony. Because we do like to use our things in different ways, don't we? So just ink around the edge of this. There we go. I'll just ink around the edge. I might put some paper around it, but I might not. I'll see when I've put the inside pages in what I decide to do. Oh, Stephanie. Oh, blimey. I hope that's... Yeah, I hope she's not tidied it. Tidied, like as in a skip tidy. Because that would be tragic. I know they're only trying to help, but they don't get it, do they? Leave well alone, I say, when you're tidying craft rooms. Because only you know what you want and what you want to keep. There's reasons why you keep things that you keep. They make sense to you, but not to other people. That's what I think, anyway. Okay, so I've inked around that. So now I'm going to concentrate on my inside pages. Lovely jubbly. So let's put that to one side. And I'll get my page pieces now. So there's different size pages. It's up to you what you do with them. You can mix and match from the other sets as well. Little square one. You can't put the big pages in them because it won't fit, but you can fit the other pages definitely in the bigger square one. These should fit in the bigger square one, these pages as well. So you can mix and match them if you have got more than one set of these papers. Okay, so the main page is going to be 2C and 2D. 2F is your little tag that can be folded in half or just as a single one. That's just the inside bit from the rectangle that was cut out from the front page. But it's a useful little rectangle template, this anyway, for a tag, and it will fit in the pocket as well. So that will be a tag that fits inside that. And then 2F can be like a little waterfall feature on the back of your page, but it could also be a little flappy page that can be just put anywhere in your main book pages. So let's get cutting out some of these. Just get another piece of paper. Now, I need to really give this a good clean. My craft mat is absolutely filthy. It's so filthy dirty. So I'm going to use a bit of scrap paper underneath it because it's marking my white card. Because I use a lot of ink all the time, I need to get glass mat out really. Let's just get some scrap paper. There we go. So when I draw around it, I won't get pencil mark everywhere like I've just done. And you can do as many pages of these as you want, just depending on how it's going to fit inside your book, because the pages stack on top of each other because of the hinge mechanism. So let's do 3 sizes of this one, and don't forget to do your little hinges. And she says, why have I got 3 paper bags the same? And I can't. He says, and then she said she was on the tip run. See, that's naughty. That's what scared me. No, not allowed any tip runs without a final say. You know, it's your choice at the end of the day. I don't think your daughter would like it if you went there and just started turfing stuff out from her stash of householdy things that she's got. I know you can't really see much at the minute because it's white on white, but I am drawing around the templates. So this is the pocket page one. Again, you could just use this as a narrow page. You don't need to put the pocket bit on it. You could just draw around this section of it and have it just as a narrow page. So it's entirely up to you how you design and use your pages. I mean, that's why when Steve does his big massive, sometimes he'll do a big blitz tidy, but he just puts my stuff in piles. He knows not to throw it away at all. And then I'm just going to do one of these little 2Fs as well. I'm not going to do a waterfall feature with this one. Right, so let's cut these out really quickly. So when I did that House of Roses book box last week, on Wednesday, I was literally on the last few pages of that paper pad because I'd done that little envelope journal the other week. So I was on literally the last few bits of pages. So some of the pages I've only put a strip on them, or just a little cut apart little bit. But I've more or less used every last scrap of that House of Roses paper pad, which I'm very proud of because I don't usually use it completely up. There's always little bits and pieces left over. And then I found, when I was tidying up, I found that Cats and Orchids paper pad. Gosh, that's a bit old as well, so I've not even used that properly, so I might get that out. That's a really old one. Oh, well, I know, I suppose you've got to sort of get around your craft room and stuff, haven't you, Stephanie, when you get home? But I'd have just said, yeah, it's fine, you know, just put it in piles for me to sort through. Not go to tip. So they don't take that long to cut out. These are fairly straightforward. I've got a tag shape one left. So I've got 1, 2, 3 pages of plain, 2 pocket pages, and then 1 little flippy flap page that will be slightly smaller. All the other bits of accessories I'll do in a second. Okay, so now I just need to score all the little score lines, and it's really important now to get a nice crease on your scores. You need it nice and crisp. So that's why I tend to use the ball end tool now, because I tend to get a nice crisper finish than using that bit of it. Because after some time, those little Teflon-y, whichever ones you use, they do start rubbing down a little bit and blunting and marking, so I much prefer using a ball tool now when I'm doing my scoring. Oh, see, I've got bits everywhere. Look at that. Flipping heck. That'll be on the inside. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's my daubers that are leaving little traces on my desk. Oh, I know, just... That's been a big thing, hasn't it? That big Flip Flap album. That's it. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you make them to be like photo albums. So rather than putting scrapbook paper on every page, what I've started to do, which I used to do a long time ago, is put photo mats on. So keeping whatever colour card I've used, so if it's black card, but then doing a piece of white cartridge paper or my thick white copy paper and cutting that down to put as a mat rather than a scrapbook page on every piece. Okay, so let's get those folded over. I'm going to fold them so that the short edge is on the inside, and that helps with that fold. I will try and find my Teflon-y one if I can, just to do this bit of scoring. There we go. So doing it so that the short flap is underneath tends not to distort this edge. If you fold it so that it's that way, you've got more chance of it distorting. So that's one. Two. So you're having fish for tea. I'm going to make some homemade fish cakes. I've got some smoked bassa. I know, smoked bassa fillets that I'm going to use. I've got some nice 8p potatoes from Aldi. And I don't think I've scored that one. And some homemade chips, I think. Yeah, I like a bassa fillet. It was about the cheapest. Everything's gone so expensive though now. Fish fingers and chips. Well, that's a nice option. I do like a fish finger butty from the pub. Yeah, probably not done as well this week on Fat Club, but I'm not bothered really. I've had... it's a long-term thing anyway. I said that this week and I've lost £3.5 pounds, which I don't know where that came from. Oh, hot cross buns. Oh, yeah, I've not had hot cross bun for a while. Okay, so that's all my little flips and flaps and tags and things done. So let's just fold my pockets over. One of them's going to be in the other direction because it's dirty. You've dirtied it, dirty girl. So let's just fold that over and stick the flaps down. I don't know whether I like all these odd flavours for hot cross buns. It just doesn't seem right. A little bit of glue to stick my flaps down, and that's hidden that very nasty little mark. Nasty thing. Let's just fold that backwards and forwards just so it gives it a little bit of movement. So that pocket's that way, so this pocket I will fold the other way so it sticks on the back of that section like that. Oh gosh, nice. Well, we've already had fish and chips this week. I think my mum's having fish and chips from Chippy with my niece and that and my sister, but we had it this week already, so it just depends if I can be bothered making it after the live. Oh, nice. Nearly there ones. Gosh, that just sounds very decadent, that Sue. Okay, so that is all my little score lines done, so let's put them in our book. I might add another little tag one, you know. I'm just going to do it. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I'm going to do it. I've got some spare paper there, spare card there. Let's just do it. Bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum. There we go. And don't forget, these little pages, you can put them in any of your journals where you've got like a bit of a hinged spine, because these little strips will fit down the centre. So for example, this little book here, I've always got like a little channel where I've stitched my pages in, so you could always just trim a little bit off this and sit that inside, so that will stick inside that, so you can have little flappy cards with other bits and pieces in your junk journals or whichever ones that you do. So, you know, they are quite versatile, all your pages, or a little pocket page or something like that can go in. You just maybe need just to scooch a little bit off the edge of this before you glue it in, as long as you don't glue this middle bit there. That little middle channel needs to be free, because that's what gives it that little flippy flappy bit. But it's just another way of adding a pocket to your page. I mean, there's just endless ways, isn't there, of using your bits and pieces. Okay. Right, let's just score that, and then we'll put our little book together. What time are we on? Oh, it's, gosh, doesn't the hour go quickly? I thought it was like about 20 past. Can't believe how quickly these lives go. I was very excited about my live on Tuesday, because I had to nip into Lancaster. I needed to be done by 12 o'clock, and I was bang on time. I couldn't believe it. I'd actually finished at 12 o'clock. It was a small miracle. And of course, at the same time as I finished my live, the doorbell went, so Steve had a dilemma what to do: finish the live or answer the door. But I think it's the first time ever that I've actually finished bang on the time of an hour. Okay, right, let's get my book and then just decide which way I want my pages to go. So I'm going to have a plain one to start with. So these little pages, they sort of they go backwards and forwards. So giving it a good crease to start with certainly helps it. And all I'm doing is gluing this first strip here. So don't you dare glue that middle bit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Jill, you're funny. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't glue it. I've lost me little eraser as well. I don't know where that's gone in the grand scheme of things on my desk. I'll find it. The problem is, you see, at night time when the cats are rolling round, Waffle tends to jump, but he jumps with momentum, so anything in his path comes off the table and on the floor. So quite often my bits and pieces are no longer there when I wake up. Okay, so a nice little bit of glue down the centre of that. La 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 la. So that can then be stuck like that. And then I'm just going to scooch that over and put my first pocket page down. But this isn't going to be the second page. So this is what I mean by stacking. You can stack your pages up. So I'm just pushing that buff next to, buff it up nice and flush with the one next to it. But then I'm going to get one of these little flippy pages, these little mini ones. I'm just going to trim it slightly. So it fits on top. And I'm going to do another little score line. So what I'm going to use is this as the template. So I'm just putting this score line here on the score line I've already got. So it just sits over the top of it. If it's easier, I'll just show you. There's a pencil line there of where my score line is. So I'm just positioning this just over the top. So I've got that score line there, that score line there, and then that is the little bit of excess I can cut off, because this piece is designed as a waterfall feature, but you can convert it into one of your little flip flap pages quite easily by just using that template. There we go. That's it. Okay, so back to this, and it's a good job because it'll go over that really dirty fingerprint there. So that now is the right size to stick over there. So you can put your flip flappy bit wherever you want on that page. So I might just do it a little bit lower down. So again, let's just glue that middle section, that end section, not the middle section. Don't be doing that. And buff it right up again. So it's just important that that spine piece is the same width as the one below it. If it's any wider, it's going to impede this flap bit there. Flappy bit, not flat, flap with a P. There we go. So like I said, that will sit on the top of that. And because they're all hinged, they'll sit nicely on top of each other. And as long as it fits within this spine, you can put as many bits and pieces in it as you want, really. As long as it's not going to impede on this spine piece so that it fits inside. So let's add a couple more pages. So as long as your pages have some flexibility to them, they always stick with this edge to the left, not that way. So always do it so that this strip here is the bit that's being buffed up against the spine. It's on YouTube, Stephanie. They're already on YouTube. So every workshop group has a link to the YouTube video that's already been uploaded. So every one that I've done now they're already on there. They're already done for you. The link is already there. And they're a private little workshop on YouTube, so there's only you gets the link for it. It's like a secret stash of videos that I've got. Yeah, so let's just push that up a little bit because that's just gone underneath and it's not level. Is that a bit leveler? It's a bit leveler. There we go. Hello Stella, you alright lovely lady? Well, better late than never, that's what I always say. It's lovely to have you with us. We're doing a little book box journal with some little flappy pages. I've lost me rubber, so I'm having to use the end of my pencil, which isn't ideal, but still. Yeah, no, that's fine. We've got a few catchers uppers. Our lovely Dee Dee, she's been catching up, haven't you, lovely? But that's what I like about doing it like that, is the fact that you can just keep going back over it just to re-watch them. I know it's a bit weird because you've got comments that you can't see on the YouTube video, but it's just me answering comments as well, which is quite amusing. But yeah, so I just think it's a nice way of doing it. We were, you know, playing with Zoom and the Facebook Lives, but a bit of a mixture's fine, I think. So there we have, there and there, I've got that one. So I've still got another set of pages to do. So let's put this last flap one up. And it shouldn't impede, I think I'm alright. So I'm going to tuck that at the back. It's just going to sit nicely. Just pushing it right underneath the other one, just so it doesn't impede on that crease there, which it isn't. So stick that down. And then I've got the pocket page. So I've got one pocket page that way. That pocket page I'm going to put in that way, so it's at the back. Hello Helen, happy Easter. Hello. I hope you're all alright. In your camper van, or are you home now? Or are you sat in a field somewhere? So let's just glue that in. So again, just gluing it to the spine bit, making sure I've not glued the other bit. There we go. Make sure it's nice and flush. Make sure that's nice and flush. So for such a small spine, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, and I'm going to put another one on the top of that one. So that's what I mean, you can just keep building up and building up your little pages. So that one again I need to use the template for, just to make sure that my little flap is the right size. So that comes off. Do another score line. Oh gosh, blimey. 4DX. I've never been to one of them. Gosh. I don't know that I fancy that film anyway. I'm not a big fan of Jason Momoa, to be quite honest. I know, shocking, but I'm not. again. Let's stick that down. Give that one a crease. Yeah, I never played it. That's probably why. I like my Harry Potter things. So that one, oh, that one was at the top. Oh, let's move it up a bit. The other one was at the top. Let's move that up a tiny bit. There we go. Oh, I've wiped the glue off it now, you muppet. Muppet. What I might do is put some strips of paper down these spine bits, because I'm a right dirty madam sticking this stuff in. Look at the state of that stain now. I'm blaming Helen, she's interrupted my train of thought. Yeah, Helen. Coming in from pictures. Or at least me, no, it's fine, Helen, I don't blame you, because my rubber's working. Yeah, I'll take it back, I don't blame you. There you go. That's not so bad. There, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so that is... Oh, Waffle wants to come in now. He'll have to wait a minute because I'm nearly finished. Nearly finished, gang. I'll decorate it later. But there we have our little book. However, what I'm going to do is just pop it closed. And just sit it nicely, and then what I'm going to do is just pop this to the inside of it. So it just needs to be, oh, do you know what, I'm not even going to do that, I'm going to do something different with it. Yeah, I'm going to do something different with this piece. Okay, what I'm going to do is put a little border around it. So let's get my template, because what I did for the other one, I just dropped it inside but cut a bigger piece of paper inside. So that one I just cut extra of another piece of paper to drop it in. But this one I'm going to do slightly differently. So it's still going to have the aperture at the front. However, I am going to just do something different with it. So I just need another piece of paper. Blimey, that's so expensive, isn't it, Helen? Okay, so I'm going to draw around this bit. But what I want is just a slight border around it. So I'm just using the guide just to guide me. So I've got approximately 1 centimetre around this aperture. And then I'll just draw a little line there. And a little line at the side. Okay, let's cut this out. And then that's going to get glued to the centre of this. But I'm going to do it that way so that I see that on the inside. Okay, right, so magnet gate. Well, it's just because you were told, Gillian, you were told 58 times not to just put it on the table. So I don't, I just can't, I can't forget it. I just can't forget it, Gillian. Right, so that's going to go on there. Let's just glue that on there. So I've just drawn around my template, left a bit of a gap of about 1 centimetre, like that. And then what I'm going to do is get my foam pads. Bit crunchy that bag, isn't it? They're those recyclable bags, they're so noisy. And then I'll just cut these down into little strips. You could use your mount board or whatever you want, but I'm just going to use some double-sided foam pads. Yeah, we've got a few returners. Some can't make it this time, but can make it next time. So it'll always be a mixture of people. So then they will then get stuck around there. Yeah, we have to have Gillian there. You're part of the gang now, aren't you, Gillian? Part of the retreaty gang. So just some nice little foam pads around the edge. I thought it would be, that's why I did it. Be a bit cheeky, sorry, but I just thought it was quite amusing. It did make me laugh, it did. Right, I'll let Waffle in a minute. Steve's got his eyes shut, so he's going to have a big shock in a minute when we all shout him. Yeah, the least said about that one, the better, Gillian. That was dog poo gate, that one. We don't talk about that one now. Okay, let's flick all the little bits off. I'll ink around the edge. I know it's very exciting, very exciting. Well, the September one, I've got my nephew's wedding is on the Wednesday down in Wales. Oh no, it's not in Wales at all. What am I saying? It's in Castle Donington. And then on the Friday, it's the retreaty. Yes, Dawn, best forgotten. Well, it'd be lovely to see you if you can make it. Right, okay, so let's get our little box. And then this should, hopefully, just sit in the middle of that. So I've just sort of vaguely gone for it. Bish, bash, bosh. It's probably easier to do it while I was doing it flat before. But we'll persevere, so let's just push that through that bit there. Push that, needs to come down a little fraction. There we go. So I'm just lining it up with the top bit and the corner bit first. And then push that into place. So it's got a little bit of a recess going on in the centre bit there. It doesn't impede too much, and I've got a nice little bit there that I could put a little pocket or something. Oh, hiya, Jill. You all right, lady? You back? I know, but it's fine. I know. So that's, I mean, I could have done an extra layer of foam pads, but I just think that little recess is quite pretty anyway. Doing it that way. I mean, I could have done the whole page, the whole size of it, but I quite like the fact that it's a recess and a relief on that way. Steve, the door. So that's my little book finished. I'm going to finish all the decorating bits, but I really like that. I'm going to add a few little flowers round here. I'm going to put a little greeting thing on the top, a little I've got a little die for a little book plate, so I'll do that. That then opens up, so we have our little relief there, then our first page, which I will decorate, our little flippy page, our pocket page, our little flippy page, our big page, our pocket page, and our little big flippy page. And then I've room at the back. I might put a policy envelope or something on the back of that. But there we have our little book box, and I quite like that relief thing on the front cover. I just think it's just quite pretty. It is nice, isn't it? Steve's just nipped upstairs for a second, so we've got a little bit of time to kill. Obviously, he always does this. But there we are. So I'll finish decorating it. I need to sort tea out in a minute, but I will finish with those papers. I've also got this washi tape that I still haven't used yet. I've not even unpacked it, but that might actually make an appearance. Let's open it now. This is the Kiss Cut Pet Tape. Oh, thanks, Jill. So let's just get that open and have a look what this looks like. Well, that didn't make a blind bit of difference to opening that packaging. And that glue is really sticky. Oh, is it for you? Have you had a parcel? What have you had? What have you had? Secrets? Oh, yeah, Helen. I've lost... I was about £2.50 off £1.50. But I've been a bit naughty this week, but it's fine. So I'm sort of around £1.50. No, £1.04.5, something like that. So not. Thanks, Beverly. Not. Did you like that stab as well? I enjoyed it. That gave me great satisfaction. That. Yeah. So not far off £1.50 in a month and a half. Yeah, because I started at the beginning of March. So this is that glorious, what's it, tape. So I might actually use this for a strip down there. I think that's quite lovely. I don't know what it means by Kiss Cut. What does it mean, Kiss Cut? Don't know. I don't know what that means. Whatever it means, I'm just going to peel that off. Oh yeah, and another thing as well, if anybody bought that, you know, the Codex book, or those Ciao Bella ephemera books and junk journal books, there is like a couple of sticker sheets in them. You just have to be very careful because it scratches off the sticker sheet bit of it. Let me just try and find one under my gubbins here. Yeah, right, so here's one of the ephemera packs. I know they were on Hobby Maker as well. These like ephemera packs, but they have these sticker sheets, these clear. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jill, thank you. So these are stickers, but I'll just do it on this leaf. If you scratch it, it comes off. So that's not good, is it? So what I've done, I've used some of my decoupage varnish. You could also use gel medium, your matte medium, to go over the top of it. Because I like matte finish anyway, not glossy. But if you've got one of these, do use a varnish over the top before you peel them off. So I've done that for which one? This one. So that was like one of the little stickers, but I varnished it first so it doesn't scratch off. So I was a bit cross about that, but all of them do it. So that's just a little top tip for these pages. Varnish them first and then cut them out and peel it back. Yeah, okay. So let's just do this really quickly. Now Steve's back, we'll be finished in a second. But I think they're really pretty. I think they're really pretty. Yeah. I might just do it on that pocket page. I'm not quite sure which way up it is. Has it got a squirrel on it? It's got a squirrel with his nuts. I quite like that. Not sure where to put it now. Because it needs to be that way up. I might just put it on the top of that and then put something underneath it. So that's what I'm actually going to do, and you can't stop me. So let's just tear around that. Oh, this will be good now, trying to get the backing off this. Oh, there we go. Okay, right, so that's my little sticky transparent, and that's just going to go up the top there. And they're quite, let's just stick it properly, shall we? Oh, flipping heck. Yeah, I've stuck it over at top of the page. Right, I'm just going to write a little ditty thing under it. Let's get my little pink pen. My black pen, there we go. And let's just write joy. Joy, there we go. So that then can be stuck down with my dirty fingerprints underneath it. Trim the top off that, there we go. Still stuck it on wrong. Oh, good. You need to use a StazOn, but if your stamping goes blurry, make sure you're on the right side. It needs to be the rough side, but use a nice VersaFine Clair is the one I do. You need a permanent ink. Nice, and make sure your stamps are nice and crisp as well, that they're clean before you ink them up. And just try and just bish bash bosh, don't be squishing it around. There we go. So that's the little kiss tape. That's really quite pretty. I know it's disgustingly dirty, so I am going to ink round that with my permanent ink, so it shouldn't rub off. Just to grunge that bit up as well. But anyway, that's our little book, and I will decorate it. I'll finish all the little backing papers off. Oh, okay, so you sanded it. Yeah, so it needs to be inked on the sanded side. There you go. And that's our little book for today. So thank you for joining me. A pleasure as always. So there we go. It does have a gap in between, because obviously your pages need to fit inside each other. But there's still bags of room on that spine if you wanted to add more pages to it, or if you wanted to add your little waterfall feature or whatever to the back of it. But it's one of those albums that you could just keep adding layers and layers to it as long as you glue it on this flat spine here and not impede your flappy bits. But there we are, lovelies. Have the rest of a lovely weekend, whatever you're up to. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to sort tea out with him, whatever guys it's going to be, and then have a little play with YouTube and see what I can do. So thank you so much. I think Jill may or may not be live tonight on Crafting Together. Depends how knackered she is from a little day trip, which she'll tell you all about. And then I'll see you at whenever. I'll see you whenever. Probably I'll try and let you know when I'm on YouTube. But have a lovely Easter, everybody. Take care. Do not eat too much chocolate. And if you do, well, just be careful out there. You know, in moderation, bit at a time. Not a whole chunky Kit Kat Easter egg in 2 minutes flat. You know, take your time. All right, Steve, we're finished. Steve, finished now, lovely. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. See you soon, darlings. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, Steve.
Bye.